Church is part of the Anglican Communion, and the head of the Anglican Communion is called the Archbishop of Canterbury. His seat, his episcopal seat, is in Canterbury, and the current Archbishop of Canterbury, his name is Rowan Williams. So if you're familiar with the Roman Catholic Church, you'll know that they have a pope, which we don't have. Our equivalent of the pope is the Archbishop of Canterbury. One of the characteristics of the Episcopal Church is that we have a very welcoming and open-minded attitude to all of the other disciplines of knowledge, including science, including the arts, including philosophy, including sociology, psychology. We believe that all of the disciplines of human knowledge find their place in the Church, because no form of knowledge or truth is alien to God. God gave us our minds, God expects us to use them. And so this attitude towards, this inclusive attitude towards other fields of knowledge is very characteristic of the Episcopal Church. This is reflected in our mission here at St. Luke in the Fields. We are particularly known, I would say, for three things. One is our adult education program. Another thing that we're known for is the way that we worship, our liturgy. It's very formal, elegant, traditional worship. The other thing that we're known for, and this may be of most interest to you, is our outreach programs. And St. Luke in the Fields has long had a tradition of outreach, particularly to the LGBT community, the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgendered community. In the 80s, during the early years of the HIV/AIDS epidemic, this church was the first in the city, and for a long while the only church in the city, that would bury people of whatever denomination or no religion at all who died of HIV/AIDS. And so this means that we're not just a gay church, but that gay and lesbian people are just as welcome as traditional families. And we try to uphold that and express that in every way we can. And our mission to LGBT folks has evolved now to focusing especially on youth. And so our goal on the Saturday night program is to bring young people off the streets, to give them a good meal, to give them a safe place where they can hang out with friends and meet new people, and also where they can experience alternative forms of entertainment and recreation and the unsafe practices that are going on outside here on Saturday nights in the form of arts workshops. This church was built in 1822, the outside of the church. And it was built on the outside, if you look at the brick, it's actually ballast from Dutch ships. Now, this church has always been essentially this shape and this dimension, but in the 1980s they had a fire which gutted the inside here. And so what they did when they rebuilt it was they took the opportunity to make it much more light and airy. It used to be very dark, kind of dark wood paneling, very kind of Victorian looking, if you're familiar with that style. So they said, let's open it up. Let's make it look like something from the 1820s. And what they were building in the 1820s was more like this. It's called the Federal style. It's more simple. You've got the chandeliers, not too much stained glass, pretty plain and simple. So the light comes in. The core of the service is the Eucharist. The bread and the wine are brought forward, and according to Christian tradition, we believe that the Holy Spirit inhabits the bread and the wine as they are shared, consecrated and shared among the believers. The other part of all of our services is the service of the Word, which, just like in the Roman Church and the Orthodox churches and the Lutheran churches, comes first. We hear a series of readings from the Scriptures, the Old Testament or Hebrew Scriptures, and then the New Testament, the Gospels, and the letters of Paul and others. The readings are read and then preached on from the pulpit here.
Happy to see such a big crowd today. We have a group of students from New Rochelle. We're delighted. Yeah.